there is a negative stigma attached to dreadlocks. I do not call my hair dreadlocks. I have locks. There's nothing dreadful about my hair, but that's just my thing. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. This is the first video of the new year, so happy new year. It's 2021 now. A lot of people are looking to reinvent themselves emotionally, financially, physically. Quite a few of you have been reaching out to me because you are thinking about starting your microloc journey. A couple of those questions have prompted me to make this video today. I want to be giving you guys 5 reasons why you probably should not start microlocs or locks in general, no matter what the size is. If you identify with 2 of the 5 things that I'm going to be mentioning today, then you probably should wait a little bit and think about whether or not you really want to start locks, because at the end of the day, locks of any size is a commitment. It would really be a shame for any of you to start locks and then to cut them out like 6 months or a year later because you really weren't ready to start locks. So this video is going to relate to the entire locked umbrella, traditional size locks or micro locks or sister locks or whatever. But I am going to be talking specifically about micro locks in some of my points because I have micro locks, so I can attest to that standpoint. Just hear me out. I have for like 5 points to get through today. If you're new to my channel, I did start my locks about 2 years ago with 2-strand twists. That's just a quick little background about my lock journey thus far. I do have a playlist titled Microlocs playlist. So if you would like to catch up on my journey at all, from installation day to my very first wash day to my very first interlocking session, just everything. I have everything in that playlist. I'll have it in the iCards in this corner of the screen and also down below in the description box. Let's go ahead and start the video. 5 reasons why you should not start micro locks. Reason number 1 is if you want your hair to look exactly like someone else's. Don't get me wrong, it's okay to get inspiration from other locked individuals. It is perfectly fine to have lock crushes that are well within their lock journey, but do not start locks because you want your hair to look exactly like somebody else's, because trust me, it's not gonna look like anybody else's. Like I was saying, it's perfectly fine to get inspiration as far as like the size that you want your locks to be or your lock count or how many locks that you want to have. But just know that even if you start your locks with a very similar grid to somebody else or with a very similar or exact number of locks, that does not guarantee that your hair is going to look like theirs. Don't go into your lock journey with the end goal perfectly in mind, because at the end of the day, everybody's hair is unique to them. So if someone were to follow my exact same grid and have exactly 644 locks, that does not necessarily mean that your hair is going to look like mine. Whenever I started my lock journey, I admit I did have an idea of how I wanted my hair to look. And I had the exact idea of what I wanted my hair to look like at different stages in my lock journey. I found pictures on Pinterest. I'm like, okay, this is how my hair is going to look the first couple of months, and then like midway, teenage phase, and then this is how my hair is going to look when it's fully locked. Boy, was I wrong. My hair has never looked like any of my inspiration pictures. So again, whenever you're starting locks, do not have the expectation that your hair is going to look exactly like someone else's, because it's not. There are many different factors that go into why certain people's locks look a certain way. It could be their hair density, just so many factors. And just be open-minded and recognize, hey, I'm going to go into this new journey and I'm going to enjoy the ride. Reason number 2 as to why you should not start locks is if you love fresh styles where you can see your part all the time, everything is perfectly neat and in place. Locks are probably not for you. Don't even do it to yourself. With locks, you must be comfortable with some level of frizz, because it's going to get frizzy and there's going to be nothing that you can do about it. Your hair is going to go through many phases and changes. Frizz is necessary. It's required. It's something that no one can skip. Everybody has to go through it. Your hair is not always going to look perfect. There are going to be some days where you're like, man, I don't know why I did this to myself. I mean, what's really going on? I'm confused. And then there are going to be some days where you're like, okay, I like that. If you're used to styles that are slick and straight to locks, definitely a night and day difference. Just beware. Reason number 3 as to why you should not get locks is if you love to change your hairstyle all the time. This is where I feel like micro locks and traditional size locks vary just a little bit. I do feel like traditional locks are not as versatile as micro locks. That's just my opinion. Nobody come for me in the comments. I know that traditional locks are somewhat versatile, but that being said, if you love to change your hairstyle all the time, locks are not for you. Think of it this way: when you start your lock journey, think of, okay, I'm going to have this style for X amount of time, X amount of years, however long you plan on having locks. I don't really see myself ever going back to loose natural at all, period. So whenever I started my locks, I went into it like, okay, like this is gonna be my style. This is it. This is my hairstyle. And that's it. So just think of locks as any other protective style. So like box braids or something, just imagine that you would never take that down. You will always have those box braids, except they're locks and it's your hair. Like I was saying earlier, I do feel like traditional locks and micro locks vary with this point because I feel like you can do a little bit more as far as the styling and manipulation. Just because micro locks are smaller, I do feel like you can style these in more ways. Whenever you're starting locks, you're gonna have that style. If you're always just itching to change your style from this week to the next week, locks might not be for you. If you are an impatient person, we all know the saying that patience is a virtue. Starting locks is really gonna test your patience. When I first started my micro lock journey, I genuinely believed with my entire heart that at 2 years, which is the point that I'm at now, my hair would be fully locked by now and it wouldn't be as voluminous as it is right now. I thought that it would be, you know, dropped, basically more mature than it is right now, and it's not. I had to get over that part and I had to become more patient. To be completely honest, whenever I hit 1 year of being locked, my hair did not look at all how I thought that it was gonna look. I thought that it would be further along in the process. So I really had to be patient and I had to recognize that starting locks is a journey. It is truly a process. It is not an overnight thing. It's not a year thing. It's not a 2-year thing. At this rate, I feel like I have like another 3 years or so before my locks are completely mature. If anyone else out there is completely mature in their lock journey, let me know, how long did it take for your locks to get completely mature? Comment down below. I'm very curious. Reason number 5, if you are not confident in yourself, locks are not for you. The reason why I say this is because having locks already sets you apart. And so if you're not confident in who you are, you may be feeling a little ostracized, unsettled, unconfident, especially in the phases where your hair doesn't look the best and your hair is having a really crazy day. If you're not confident in who you are, this journey will probably be a struggle for you. Really build yourself up before you start locks. In my experience, I don't see a lot of people that have locks. I mean, I know on the internet it feels like a lot of people, but at least in my day-to-day life, I don't see a lot of people that have locks. Quite a few people have a negative connotation attached to locks, just all kinds of ridiculous things that they think about people that have locks. Since locks are not as popular, you may not have the support of individuals around you that you love and care about. Just know that their opinion does not matter. There were quite a few people in my family and also some of my friends that thought that I was crazy for starting locks. They were like, why would you want to do that? But your hair is this, but your hair is that. Why would you want to lock it up? Like, ugh, why you want to do that? I like to think of myself as a confident person, and so that has always kind of grounded me because I always knew this is what I wanted to do with my hair. Other people's opinions, I really could not care less about. Respectfully, I truly mean that in the nicest way possible. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. For all of my people out there that are already locked, if you have any advice for people that are looking to start locks or any warnings, please leave them in the comments down below so that we can all help each other out over here. I'll talk to y'all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm out.
If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it. Hey.